Popeye's chicken sandwich recipe at home way better and very easy to make. Don't get me wrong, we all know Popeyes have great chicken sandwiches. I'm a big fan. They've done a fantastic job nailing that crispiness and seasoning is just right on. But there's a big but here. I'm gonna beat the hell out of them and show you all tips and tricks to make a wonderful crispy chicken way better than Popeyes. Let's go, dudes.
Okay, I drove all the way to the closest Popeyes to my house and got a few chicken sandwiches. I gotta say, I love Popeyes logo and branding. It's very eye-catching. Alright, it's time to open up one of our sandwiches. The fact that this sandwich sits in the bag for about an hour and mushed around a little bit, yet still looks awesome like this, tells a lot about how great Popeye sandwich is. The most important elements of a great chicken sandwich are the bun, chicken, sauce, and the toppings. The bun in this sandwich is decent, but frankly not great. It's too soft and mushy for me. To me, a perfect bun should be soft, but also should have a great chew in it. The chicken though is great. Look at these crispy, flaky edges sticking out of the sandwich. We gotta see how juicy inside is though. A perfect chicken sandwich should be seasoned perfectly, extremely crispy and flaky outside, but very moist inside. Just listen to the crispiness of my sandwich versus Popeyes. The sauce is literally just mayo. Not very special. The topping is just pickles, nothing much, nothing less. Before we bite into this sandwich, let's get started with my own sandwich so we can compare them apple to apple. We're gonna start with cleaning and cutting our chicken breast into portions. You can also use chicken thighs if you wish. Popeyes use chicken breast, I'm gonna use chicken breast too. I'm using another cutting board which I use only for poultry meat to avoid cross-contamination. Anytime you cut something, make sure to secure the cutting board in place by simply place a towel or a damp paper towel underneath the board. This is very important to avoid cutting off your finger. First, we gotta flatten our chicken breast by slicing it right down through the middle lengthwise. Make sure to get relatively even thickness all around the chicken for even cooking and better presentation. Then cut them into perfect sandwich size portions depending on the size of your buns. I always like to have a little bigger size chicken relative to the bun cause I love that crispy flaky chicken sticking out on the edge of my sandwich. Repeat the process for the rest of the portions and don't worry about these little leftovers. You can make nuggets or use them in soup or something. Okay, now it's time to season and brine our chicken. I'm gonna use the classic buttermilk brine with a secret ingredient, pickle juice. I've seen a few chefs use pickle juice, so I'm gonna use it too. Drop the chicken into a bowl, then add 2 cups or 475 milliliters of each buttermilk and pickle juice, 2 teaspoons or 10 grams kosher salt, 2 teaspoons or 7 grams garlic powder, 2 teaspoons or 7 grams smoked paprika, and 1 teaspoon or 4 grams cayenne pepper. This brine makes our chicken juicy, tender, and super tasty. At this point, cover the bowl with plastic wrap and let the chicken marinate in the fridge for at least an hour or preferably overnight. As I said earlier, Popeye's bun is okay, but we can definitely make them better, which is very simple to make.
If you don't want to make your own buns, I don't judge you. Don't make it then.
Today I'm gonna be making simple brioche buns, which is soft, fluffy, a little sweet, got great chew and melts in your mouth like butter. We're gonna start by making something called tangzong, which is a milky, floury solution that plays like a base for our buns and make them very fluffy and light. We're gonna go with 4 tablespoons or 60 grams whole milk, 2 tablespoons or 27 grams water, and 2 tablespoons or 20 grams all-purpose flour. Go ahead and whisk that together slowly to get them incorporated. Then on medium-high heat, continuously whisk until the mixture is nice and thick. You'll see it happens very quickly in just 30 seconds. You can set it aside once you see these clumps. Now add half cup or 120 grams lukewarm whole milk. If you got a thermometer, the temperature should register around 100 degrees Fahrenheit or 37 Celsius. Then we're gonna add 2.5 tablespoons or 35 grams sugar along with 1 tablespoon or 9 grams active dry yeast. Whisk the mix very well until sugar and yeast are dissolved and make sure no yeast is clumped. Now we are gonna let this sit for about 10 minutes for yeast to eat the sugar and bloom. Once you see this thin layer of foam on top, it means the yeast is awake and it's time to add 2.5 cups or 320 grams all-purpose flour and a pinch of kosher salt. Start whisking at low speed and while whisking add the milk and yeast mixture. Let that run for a few seconds and then introduce the Tangzong solution along with 1 whole egg and 1 yolk to the party. Make sure to scrape down the sides of the bowl cause we want everything gets incorporated very well. Increase the mixture speed to medium-low and mix that all together for a minute until everything is incorporated. After this we're gonna slowly add 3 tablespoons or 42 grams softened butter. Remember, add them slowly bit by bit, otherwise it will be very hard to mix. Now once all ingredients incorporated, let the mixture knead the dough for about 10 minutes until it is nice and soft. Once it's all done, remove the dough and shape it to a big ball like this. The texture of the dough should be like this, soft and smooth. Drop the dough in a grease bowl, cover the bowl and let it sit in a warm area for about 1 hour or until the dough is doubled in size. The best place to put the dough is in your turned off oven with light on. While the dough is rising, we're gonna make a very quick, easy sauce for our chicken sandwich.
Well, this is literally just mayo. That's it. I see no herb, no special seasoning. But you know what? You are very special and you can make a special sauce.
In a bowl, add about half cup mayo. It's better to use Japanese mayo because it's way tastier. 1 tablespoon sour cream, a pinch of salt, a pinch of oregano, a little bit of lemon zest and lemon juice. Mix it up very well until we get this creamy sauce that everyone dies for.
Seriously?
Now put the sauce in the fridge to set a little bit. It's already been an hour and the dough has risen nice and double. First punch the dough down and dump it out on your lightly floured surface. We're gonna shape it to a nice log here and then divide the dough into equal pieces with a scraper or knife. If you wanna be accurate, feel free to use kitchen scale, but today I just wanna eyeball it. Alright, push all pieces to the side, make sure to not add any flour at this point. Now it's time to shape each pieces into little balls. Grab a section of the dough and gently stretch and fold it to the center. Repeat it on the entire segments of the dough, then flip it over and start rolling it around on the surface until it's nice, smooth and round. Lay out all of your buns on your baking sheet tray lined with silken baking mat or lightly greased parchment paper. Make sure that the buns are placed at least 3 inches apart, giving them enough space to rise. Finally cover them up and let them sit for 20 minutes to rise up again, then we are ready to bake. After about 20 minutes, our buns are finally ready to bake. Now for the egg wash, crack 1 whole egg into 2 tablespoons water and whisk until they are incorporated. We have to egg wash our buns to have that wonderful golden crust that we all die for. Gently cover the top of the buns with egg wash using a kitchen brush. Bake the buns in your preheated oven at 375 degrees Fahrenheit or 190 Celsius for about 15 minutes or until they are golden brown. Now we're gonna take out our chicken from the fridge. It should have very nice seasoning and flavor from the buttermilk and pickle juice. So let's make our dish to bread our chicken. If you want to make the crispiest chicken ever, stop using only flour in your dredge. If you are not adding cornstarch or potato starch in your breading, you will never get the next level crispy chicken that I'm talking about. Cornstarch also helps keep the chicken tender. Okay, to make our dredge, we're gonna go with 2 cups or 250 grams corn or potato starch and 1 cup or 135 grams all-purpose flour. I'm using cornstarch here. Then it's time to season our dredge with half tablespoon of each salt, oregano, smoked paprika and garlic powder and a teaspoon MSG.
Trust me on MSG, it's not bad for you. It takes your chicken to another level. But if you don't want it, then don't add it.
Whisk this up and have them all combined very well. Now it's time to dredge our chicken one by one. Drop them in the breading mix, press them down and make sure it's well coated all over the chicken. Gently shake off the excess flour and drop the chicken into cold water. You can skip this step, but I highly recommend doing it if you want to get extra flaky fried chicken. Cold water also helps the flour sticks better to the chicken. From the cold water again into the dredge, move it around, press it down and make sure the breading is all over it. That's it, and now we are ready to fry. Today I'm gonna use cast iron skillet which preserves heat very well and a thermometer to control the temperature, but if you got a deep fryer, it's a perfect time to use it. Preheat the oil at 325 degrees Fahrenheit or 165 Celsius first, and once it reaches to the temperature, gently drop the chickens in there and let them slowly sit in the bottom. Do not touch your chickens at this point because that causes breading falling off the chicken. After 2 to 3 minutes or when you see this color, you're done with the first step of frying. Take out the chickens and let them cool down a little bit while we crank up the heat to 375 degrees Fahrenheit or 190 Celsius for the second round of frying. It's even better to let the chickens cool down completely for 30 minutes, but we are not that patient. Once the temperature reaches 375, drop the chickens back and let them crisp up for a few minutes or until they are golden brown, just like this. Place the chickens on a cooling rack lined with paper towel. The paper towel quickly absorbs all excess oil and make our chicken even crispier. Alright, perfect timing guys. Our beautiful buns just came out ready. Let them sit on the countertop to cool down a little bit before we start cutting through them. Let's see what we did with the chicken itself. Look at those flakes, that crispy edges, it's gorgeous. Just listen dude, just listen. Inside is perfectly cooked, and now look at that juice coming out of that chicken. I can just say we nailed it, dude, we nailed it. Woo! Now it's time to assemble. Cut through a bun gently and slowly. Look how fluffy and soft inside is, and the bun perfectly preserved the shape and bounced back when I press it down. That means it got a great chew in it. Always and always toast your bun with a little bit butter, otherwise whatever you put in there, it's gonna make the bun soggy, and nothing in this world is worse than a soggy bun. Now put a lot of sauce that we made earlier on that beautiful bun. Put a lot, I like a lot. Put some on the top bun, that's what Popeyes does too. Next, cut a couple of juicy pickles lengthwise and put a few slices on the sauce. Don't cut the pickles like little discs, this way we make sure to have pickles in every single bite. Now we are gonna place our king gently on top of the pickles. Another thick layer of sauce is a great idea, and finally place the top bun on the top, and there we have it. The perfect, the crispiest, the craziest, the classiest Popeyes chicken sandwich. We made it guys, we made it. We killed the hell out of Popeyes bottom. I'm gonna hold this art piece side by side to the Popeyes. I mean, come on guys, this is yelling that I'm better. You don't trust me, huh?
Popeye chicken sandwich. Let's try it first. It's so good. Damn! I love you so much, all of you. Thank you so much for watching. I've worked very hard to create content, and all I ask is please do not forget to like, leave a comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you are new here. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.